Welcome everyone. This is our Better Summer Skin Health, or Best Summer Skin Health. And I'm really excited to talk with a friend of mine, Christine Stafford. And she and I go a little ways back. We've known each other a while. And we were chatting before this. She's in St. Petersburg, Florida, but she was in Austin, Texas. That's where we met. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit of her background because her resume is long. But Christine has been in the spa management business now for 30 plus years, I believe is the way it to say that. And she has a vast amount of experience and knowledge. She also is a big lover of Juice Plus because she knows a lot about how to nourish the skin and protect it, and she saw the value in it. That's how we met when I showed it to her, and it was the beginning of a friendship. Is really the truth is what happened. We became good friends, and she has been, like she mentioned earlier before the recording started, she was a spa manager there, and she was a spa manager at the Garden of the Gods in Colorado Springs, and she's now in Tampa. And I'm going to let her tell the rest of her story. But she has won awards for what she does. And the best part about Christine is you feel like you're just sitting on a comfortable couch next to your best friend talking. She is really good at making people comfortable and allowing them to ask questions. So as we talk on and during this event, you are welcome to put questions in the chat. Hi, Bree. I see you just joined us. And your sweet boy. Yes. Awesome. And so please do, when questions pop up, because we decided there should probably be a part two to this. We're going to hit the highlights tonight, but there are so many more topics that we could actually hit. So anyway, I'm going to hand it over to Christine, but I'm going to ask her some questions, and that's how we'll get the conversation flowing. So my first question is to you, and I've got these all written down, is Christine, what is your biggest recommendation for healthy skin?
Well, guys, it's a couple of things. Of course, it's eating right, which it's hard to do, drinking enough water, which it's hard to do, and living a busy life. No stress. Stress is a huge factor. Um, I think the biggest thing about healthy skin is just um taking care of it. Sunblock, like we're going to hit those highlights too. Sunscreen, um great skincare. The best thing in the whole world that you can do is wear sunscreen. Um, I don't know if you have seen any documentation of people that have worn sunscreen and haven't, but it is night and day. It is the number one aging controllable um thing that you can do for your skin besides wearing a hat. And of course, I'm in St. Pete now, so I'm always in a hat. I joke with everybody that I have a moon tan instead of a suntan because I'm so pale. But the big thing for me is, beautiful skin is what you feel good in. So if you like being a little bit more tan, there's a lot of ways to achieve whatever skin that you feel is beautiful for you.
So what do you have particular brands that you recommend?
You know what I do? So, and to tap into my background a little bit and how I really do absolutely adore Juice Plus for like a million reasons, but the biggest thing is, like I said, eating right. And in my world, if I can't grab a product and read on the back of the label what it is and understand what it is, if it sounds like a foreign language, it probably is. So ingredients that you can read just like a food label is super important to me. And a great brand is called Eminence. Have most of you heard of Eminence skincare? It's from Hungary and it's 100% organic. And write this down because this is like a game changer for skin. And belong to the company. I don't own the company. I don't do anything with the company. It's just a brand that I feel can take care of anybody's skin. So the cool thing about Eminence, there's a couple of really cool things. Not only can you read every single ingredient that's in the product is sourced by farmers where Boldajar is the owner of Eminence. And he can tell you what farm each ingredient comes from. It's also a B Corp. Do you guys know what a B Corp is? Have y'all heard of that before, that buzzword? A B corporation is basically a certified standard of being kind of like certified organic. So it's a standard that the company takes care of sustainability. Their like their packaging is made with plant dye. Their little popcorn, you can run it under water and it's totally it basically turns into mush and nothing and goes away. The whole company concept is being kind to the planet and understanding that plants can change skin, improve skin, calm skin down. It can handle acne, the most sensitive skin. And how, like you'll buy organic strawberries at the grocery store. Well, you can't stick them in your purse and carry them around for like 2 months, right? Because it would be a hot mess. So what they found is they'll have a jar of cream, but they take all of the water out of it. So when you scoop it out, you'll have to add water to it and then put it on your skin. So that's how they can keep it organic. And it's just, simply speaking, it is one of the most clean products out there. Actually, it's one of the cleanest.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry. One of the questions in the chat is this good for babies and children as well? Do you know?
absolutely. I mean, you can eat it. I mean, you're going to want to eat it because it smells so good. It's great for anybody who's pregnant. They have a really great sunscreen that I'm obsessed with. Why I look glowy right now, it is a little bit of me, but there's a sunscreen they have called Radiant Sunscreen, and it's a liquid, but when you put it on, it turns into this beautiful glow, and it would be great for a baby because it's moisturizing and hydrating, but it's also SPF. So the answer is yes. I'm a little wordy. Sorry about that.
Awesome to know. Since I have
Yeah.
two brand new grandbabies, I am thrilled to
Yes.
know.
And they actually have a powder sunscreen that there's 4 colors, and one of the colors is called Zero. And you can, put it on your head, put it on a baby. There's one cherries and something, and it's literally like it's got crushed cherries in it. I mean, it's magical.
Good, good, good.
Yeah.
Okay, those are awesome recs. We like that. Okay, so on to our next question.
Sure.
How does nutrition play a role in healthy skin? And you can tell us about Juice Plus 2 at this point, if you like.
Yeah, absolutely. So everybody thinks that their skin or their body, I, they think it's a body bag for your organs and your bones. And your skin is actually the last place that gets the nutrients that you feed it. So I don't care how many cups, or like I was talking earlier, bowls. It's like 12 to 16 bowls of vegetables that you're supposed to eat a day. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm 5 feet tall and my stomach is probably this big, and there is not 15 bowls of anything going to my stomach. Morning, noon, or night. That's not happening. So the only way to really get nutrition like that is going to be juicing it. Then you have to buy it, then it's expensive. But I'm telling you, two capsules, boop, done, and you've got your 12 right there. I mean, that you're starting out the day so far ahead of everybody else that is standing in line for Starbucks. So I mean, it just the more nutrients that you're feeding your body on the regular, the more that your skin is actually going to get those nutrients. I hope that helped a little bit.
Yes,
Um,
so you're
just
saying that
easy.
skin is in line, last in line. Is that what you're saying? Like
It
to
is.
need the
It's the
nutrient?
last, and you know what though? And it's so funny because things that show up on our skin, eczema, rashes, um, things show up on our skin last typically, and I'm being a little hippy dippy here. I hope that's okay. Because there's things going on in our body that we can't see. You can see it. You can see it on your skin. Another thing too is you've seen somebody have a cold or being sick or they're sick and it's all over their face, meaning they look sick. That's what I'm saying. Like you can see it in somebody's skin if they're not feeling well, if they haven't had enough sleep, you can see all of that. But imagine what's going on the inside.
Good point. Good point. Yeah. What about that Juice Plus Skin study? What did that tell us? What did we learn?
Okay. So there is so cool. So there was a study in Germany and they took 50 women, they took 100 women, divided them in half. And what they did is this whole study has to do with microcirculation of the skin. And not to get too sciencey, but basically your blood vessels vasodilate. So they move the blood through your skin. But when they do that, they're like carrying out the trash, so to speak. So if you have sluggish vasodilation, it causes stagnant movement, meaning lack of collagen, less firm, less tone, um, basically the vibrancy of your skin. So in a nutshell, this allows your whole body to move the trash out faster, which is what causes inflammation, which, you know, besides things that you eat, sugar and all of that that can cause inflammation, inflammation can just stay there. So that's like arthritis, any any kind of, I'm going to say it like this, any kind of firmness and toneness in your skin not only will it improves it 39%, but also the people that didn't do anything, there was a placebo factor in there. They literally saw a decline even lower. Like I think it was like 4% lower. So that study to me, like like I can see it on people's faces because I've done makeup forever, I've been in skin forever, and I just know the relationship between skin and food and diet and exercise and sleep, all of the things that we're supposed to be doing, but we never get enough of because of life. Um, I just feel like this is a kind of a no-brainer. Um, I mean, healthy skin, you know, you are what you eat, so to speak. And so I feel like I feel like the study really just kind of put a stamp of a not approval, but like duh. You know, one of those duh moments, like, yeah, of course. It validated it. That's the word I'm looking for.
Awesome, awesome. I was just thinking too, one of the things that I've loved to do is take the omegas and break them open and
Mhm.
use that to just put all over my face and neck and even my hands and just let it soak in. And I know a nice scrub, I know you've always told me getting rid of the dead skin cells first is important, but and this Eminence brand, I will tell you, I started using their cleanser that is a really light scrub to it that
Mhm.
has I've noticed a difference in my skin too. And overall, I mean, I've personally been taking Juice Plus now for 19 years, and I know my skin would not be as good as it is if I hadn't been taking it and doing all the other things. Of course, you know, there's all the other lifestyle, like you mentioned, like hydration and protecting our skin from the sun and all that. But it's definitely made a difference. And
Well,
so
I can talk to Mimi on that train. I really So Mimi and I have known each other 8 years. I added it up while I was driving home today from work, and I kind of had a freak out moment. And that means I personally have been taking Juice Plus for 8 years. And I cannot, yes, I do all the things to my skin. I'm 54, but I act like I'm 10. And I feel like my skin just wouldn't be the same. Like my skin wouldn't be the same, my health wouldn't be the same. It's just so easy. It's
Yeah.
it's such an easy thing, and it's an easy thing to share and talk about.
Christine, would you mind, is it okay? Could you
Yeah.
share a little bit too about Chris's story, his
Oh yeah.
journey?
So my husband is named Chris, so it's Chris and Christine. I know that's silly. Um, but in 2000, woo, and oh my gosh, I don't even know. It was like 6 or 7 years ago. Oh, that's terrible. I can't even put a year on it. So my husband was diagnosed with stage 4 throat cancer. So immediately we went on Juice Plus, and there about 2.5 weeks later, he couldn't swallow. So we had a feeding tube. And what I did every day is, I don't know if Mimi, and there may be some newbies in this group, maybe not, but there is a, like, I'm going to call it like an Olympic, like pro athlete dosage that they use. And so I was putting about 6 or 7 days worth of Juice Plus, opening the capsules and putting them in a big thing of water and having him put it down his feeding tube every day. And game changer. So he literally couldn't get up to walk to the bathroom even, unless he had his Juice Plus for the day. And he was, how do I say it, Mimi? He was like, he understood Juice Plus, but he literally will not live without it. And like it's silly to say this like this, but it really did save his life. So it's one of those things, the power of just understanding that our bodies need, there's no possible way we can eat nowadays with food the way it is, even if it's organic, to have the nutrients that it did 30 years ago or 40 years ago.
Mhm.
So in order to get the nutrition that we should have, it's got to be in Juice Plus, because when we when you feed your body and your body gets enough nutrients, it's going to show in your skin, it's going to show in your attitude and your mood. Um, but with Chris, it literally, like, I had a radiologist that was fighting with the chemo doctor, because the chemo was his last chemotherapy was just going to be so intense. He looked at Chris and he's like, so if you do this last chemo, you're going to die. And Chris was like, let's do it. Let's do it. And I just pounded him with nutrition, because he was being pounded with chemicals. And literally, in the girls in the chemo room, they couldn't believe he was walking, and they were asking me what he was doing, and the radiation doctor was asking me what he was doing. And then there was somebody that asked me, well, did your doctor say it was okay to do that? And I'm like, I didn't ask the doctor, I just did it. Like, he's getting all of this, all of this chemo. That's not healthy, right? And I'm putting healthy stuff in him. What's the problem? So, of course, we went rogue and we just did it. So I guess the big thing about the feeding tube part is just, pounding them with as much nutrient so their body can do what it's supposed to do and fight off what it's supposed to fight
If,
off.
And if you all want an up close and personal of this story Christine is telling, and thank you, Christine, for sharing that, because that's super,
Sure.
you know, and I just love both you guys. There is a recording. I did an interview of Chris back then. There is a page on Facebook called Recordings. Dr. Candace Corson is the one
I
who,
love Candace.
yes, she's
She's great.
awesome. And so if you go in that recordings page, and if you're not familiar with it, we can help you get that copy. But that's in there, the interview of Chris and his journey. So thank you so much, Christine, for sharing that part too.
Sure.
I still get chills when you tell that
Aw.
story. I do.
It's so funny because it really wasn't that long ago, but it seems like it was. And like it 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 seems long ago, but it seems like telling the story is just, I want so many people to understand um how much this is like there's only a couple of things you can control with you're in control of. You're in control of what you put in your mouth. You're in control about what you spend your money on, and you're in control of how people treat you. And those are the three big things that I think, when I'm a breast cancer survivor too. So the things that you really are in more in control of your surroundings than what you think. And don't think for a second that, people aren't there to help. People are there to help you. And this is a really great community that'll throw their arms around you and help. There is no silly question, because if you have a question, somebody else is going to have the same question and they're just afraid to ask. Um, I've done all kinds of talks, and it's it's so empowering to be able to share my story, because I want other people to be able to have a story to tell other people. I hope that made sense.
Absolutely, it does. And so, we're going to wind it up because I love to honor your time. And at this point, if you have other topics, and you can put it in the chat that you other along skincare and skin health, let us know, or let me know, or let Christine know, or whomever invited you or shared this recording with you, because we're talking about a part two, and we can go more in depth about skin health. So please, let us know any way that it works, and we will address that soon this summer. We haven't picked a date, but we'll do that. And
We'll do that.
Christine, thank you so much for your time. I know you're an hour later than Central Time, so I appreciate your time. And if you all want
Yes.
to mute and say anything, you're welcome to.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm not on a time crunch, but thank you guys for showing up. And if Mimi or I or whoever brought you, um, reach out to them, but just know that this is all like we're just sharing the knowledge.
Yes, yes. And if you want to know more about Juice Plus, please reach out to the person that invited you, and know that this is such a great time, like Christine mentioned, to join the community. It's only $10 this summer to join the community, and we would love to talk to you about that and all the perks you can get, and even make some income along the side. So anyway, let us know questions about skincare, questions about Juice Plus, and questions about what you can do that's related to this. So I'm going to
Thanks
stop
so
the
much, guys.
recording, but if you all, when I stop the recording, if you have anything right now,
In the cap,
we'll have
and pour
a few
that in
minutes.
your ear.
I hear somebody.